Welcome everybody. It's Monday night. It's time to play some Soulherder. I'm Joe, known to some as Merfolk Joe. Won't be seeing any Merfolk this evening. It's time for Soulherder. Do Soulherder on Mondays. I do Merfolk on Wednesday evenings. Both streams happen around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Starting a little bit early this evening. Just start a little early, finish a little early. That's the plan this evening. So I have not changed the list really since last week. So if you were here with me then, you should be pretty familiar with what's going on. I believe I have updated the Cardboard Live plugin over on the side of the screen. So if you want to check the deck list while I'm in any of the matches, you can of course just click on the plugin on the left-hand side of the screen. So just to do a quick recap of what's going on in the deck. Soulherder, so trying to blink some stuff. It's like the 8 millionth iteration. You know, we've bounced back and forth between 60 cards and 80 cards. Currently on 60 cards, 80 cards introduces... it's funny because it does introduce a higher degree of variance. Even if you sort of do all your ratios perfectly the same, if you run just proportionally more lands, proportionally more removal, etc., there's still just a greater chance that you're going to hit a pocket of 5 lands in a row. But you know, there is also an added consistency element of having access to Orion as a companion in every single match. The problem with that plan in Modern is that, you know, not a lot of games go super long, and paying 3 mana and then 5 mana to cast Orion is often not really just going to be a winning game plan against decks like Burn or Prowess or anything else that's trying to kill you really fast. Hey Odysseus, welcome to the stream. Happy to see you here. So yeah, there's way too many decisions to make. You can see I've got a bazillion iterations here. I've got my most recent 60 card list. Then I've got I think I tried Soulherder with Panharmonica on. Definitely tried it with no, that's a Merfolk list. Got like more Nyambis. Got the Avalanche Riders red list. Got Orion with 80 cards and I think 4 Siege Rhinos. Then it goes back and back and back. Orion 2.0, 3.0, 5.0 combo. So well, yeah. I mean, blue-white. Are you? I guess you must be talking about the like Emeria. It's got the Titan. What's that guy's name? Sun Titan. It was a list that Saffron Olive, I think, came up with and did pretty well with. I think in a league like maybe 4-1 or maybe even 5-0. It's kind of a budget list. Yeah, that's a very fun build. But this list, sorry, not this particular list, but yes, green in particular, just adds so much power. Let me go back to my deck here. Eternal Witness has crazy synergy with Ephemerate. It's a really core part of this deck, and it's why it's able to compete really. You know, blue-white, I guess it has some cool cards. You're definitely going to be running the full 4 paths, and in blue-white, I'd imagine you're probably running stuff like Spell Queller, maybe even Meddling Mage, things like that. Yeah, so hopefully you'll get to see some cool Eternal Witness value action this evening. I've got a singleton spot where I used to run Charming Prince. Nyambi, this new card from Core Set 21. Does a lot of the same things. It gains us life. It can effectively blink a creature, sort of back to our hand, lets us play it and get more value. I'm not building around this card by any means. I do like the flash aspect of Nyambi. Prince didn't have flash. Prince is really strong with Chord of Calling because if the opponent tries to wipe your board, you can chord for Prince, tuck away an Eternal Witness to the end step, and then she comes back after the opponent's turn, and we'll get something back from the graveyard. Maybe get back Chord, get back another creature, get back Ephemerate, and just instantly rebuild your deck. Nyambi's similar, but she's going to bounce it back to your hand, so it's going to be a slower rebuilding. You're going to have to pay to recast Eternal Witness on the next turn. But I'm still testing Nyambi. Again, I do really like the flash aspect of it. You just like throw it in and trade with a Goblin Guide if you want. Bounce one of your creatures, gain 3 life, that kind of thing. Pretty flexible. Odysseus, I'm not sure if that command is going to work, but if you look at the left side of the screen, there should be a plugin with the deck list. The biggest sort of new tech that I have here is the Hostage Taker. I was running it last week. Seems really powerful. Something that I didn't know about the card, and that I think a lot of people still don't know about the card, is that you can actually target your own stuff with this. So if the opponent doesn't really have anything significant that you want to take hostage, you can just, for example, grab a Coiling Oracle and just recast it right away. So almost like a blink in that sense. It can create loops with Urian where you cast Hostage Taker, take Urian hostage, cast Urian, blink a bunch of stuff, including Hostage Taker, and then if you want to repeat that loop each turn, you can do that. It's sort of like another Deputy of Detention, but it can't target as much stuff as Deputy of Detention. It can only target creatures and artifacts, but it's extremely powerful because it lets you actually cast those things. Hey DV, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I have not played any Soulherder since the last stream last Monday. I've been trying to get back into Merfolk, and I don't know, between having a job and having other interests and whatnot, having 2 different modern decks to try to actually play and figure out what I want to do with them, it's been hard for me to actually dig deep. There was a period of many months where I would say, working pretty hard to advance the archetype. Like, if I had an idea, I would build a deck and I would play it like every day, maybe a league a day, or maybe not that much, but whatever. To just see what worked best, try to understand the metagame, how many forces, how many paths do we want, that kind of thing. And the deck definitely needs those kinds of champions to be playing it, seeing like where its weaknesses are. Because it has evolved a ton over the past year since it became a deck last summer. And the only reason that happens is because people put in the work. You get these odd 5-0 lists every now and then showing up online, and people are able to take some inspiration here and there and continue advancing the strategy. No, definitely not budget reasons. So Odysseus, I play decks that I'm really fascinated by. I don't play decks and then I don't play a lot of different decks and then try to upgrade them here and there. Like if I like a deck, I'm obsessed with it and I just buy all the cards and that's that. It's pretty easy on Magic Online actually to buy cards because you can always sell out pretty what's the word, easily. If I buy something right now, I could sell it this evening and get back like 90% of the value. It's totally different from paper cards where you actually have to find a buyer and then you take like a huge cut when you have to sell it to somebody. So no, definitely not budget reasons on Birds of Paradise. It's just because Noble Hierarch can't provide black mana for Siege Rhino or Hostage Taker. And I think that's just way more relevant than the Exalted. We're not an aggro deck. Being able to push in 1 more damage here and there with Icefang Coatl is definitely occasionally relevant. But we're kind of a prison deck. We're looking to lock down the opponent's attack step with Stonehorn, establish a super wide board, maybe get a Soulherder down and just grow it to like a 20/20, and then eventually the opponent can't resist what we're doing. So the Exalted, not really high on my priority list. So anyhow, welcome everybody to the stream. I just gave a quick sort of rundown of some of the sort of salient points of this particular build. Siege Rhino and Hostage Taker with black. We've got the main deck, Urian, as a potential target for these chords. Got the Singleton Uro, always excellent against like mid-range strategies where they're trying to grind you out. Like Uro beats Croxa every single time. It's gaining life, it's drawing cards. Croxa can't really do much against it. Stonehorn against the aggro decks, got the Snakes, got the Witnesses and the Herders, Deputy, and Knight of Autumn. A bunch of main deck life gain between Nyambi, Knight, Uro, and Siege Rhino. So yeah, that's the gist of it. since I'm running 60 cards and not 80 cards, another reason I'm running 60 over instead of 80 is sort of allows me to run more singleton non-creature sideboard effects, because when you're running 80 cards, you can't really hope to draw like a singleton Ceremonious Rejection. But if you bring in like a package against Tron, for example, bring in 2 Disdainful Strokes, a Ceremonious Rejection, and 60 cards, the odds of hitting one of those is, you know, not that low. So able to run singletons and just bring in packages against various matchups. So unless any of you guys have any questions about the sideboard or the main deck, I guess I'll go ahead and jump into a match. I do have a league going with Merfolk, so and since this deck is also just kind of like in its testing stages, I'd say at this point with Hostage Taker, I'm gonna be happy just to play some Q matches this evening. Modern is pretty wacky right now. I actually lost in a league the other day to, of all things, hang on a second, Lantern Control. When was the last time any of you faced Lantern Control? But I faced Lantern Control, and I had them dead on board, empty-handed, and they just naturally top-decked an Ensnaring Bridge, played it, and I had no outs. It was game 1, and I just lost. Stupid. I don't even have to say it, like, Lantern Control. You guys know what my opinion is. Yes, everybody wants to forget Lantern Control. Honestly, I lost that match, but it was kind of my own stupid mistake because I sideboarded out the Dismembers. And then I saw, I guess in game 2, that it's actually like, I think they're running like 4 main deck Lurises, which kind of makes sense. They're able to recast their baubles and all their little artifacts from the graveyard. This guy actually had me locked with Seal of Primordium, I think it is, and it's just this 2 mana enchantment that you sacrifice to destroy an artifact or an enchantment. So, like, I brought in Chalice of the Void against them because they have so many 1-drops. They even have some 0-drops with Mishra's Bauble. So if I was able to stick like a Chalice on 1, it would have been fine. But the opponent had Luris on the board with this seal, able to blow up artifacts, and then they could just recast it from the graveyard with Luris. And I didn't have any way in the deck to deal with Luris, so there was no way for me to stop them from recasting the Seal of Primordium. Like, if I put a Chalice on 2, I actually did draw a Cavern of Souls, which would have let me cast my Merfolk into a Chalice on 2. The problem there was that I would need to be able to cast 2 Chalices on 2 in 1 turn, because if I only cast 1, they had the seal on the board already, they could sack it and blow it up and then just recast it before I could play a second Chalice. And I did have 2 Chalices in hand, but it takes 8 mana to cast 2, whatever. It was just a nightmare of a match, and I just got crushed. Yeah, I question the humanity of a lot of people who play a lot of decks. There's a lot of sort of sociopathic decks in Modern. All right, so I'm gonna keep this. It's pretty solid. Nice hand to start the evening. Opponent playing red, but not playing a 1-drop. I can dig it. It might just be like Blood Moon, in which case we're gonna get wrecked. Which makes me think actually I should go get my basics while I can. So, I mean, we definitely have to do that. Problem is we have to get white mana online at some point. So I'm gonna go get like a forest this turn, and I'll probably just, oh my god, if I'm gonna play the breeding pool, I should just play it now. I'm reading too much into this mountain, but this is kind of how you have to be with Modern. Let's just go Misty and pass. All right, 45 seconds to play my land. It's pretty lame. Need to play faster. Ah, so it's Storm. Okay, Monomorphos, you got it. It could be some prowess build. Actually, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. Actually, still hard to say. So okay, this thing. That's another reason to go get basics, is so we can get these Coatls to have Death Touch soon. The problem with Coatls in this matchup is that they're going to have things like Gut Shot. This stupid bird is like so busted. All right, I do want to crack the fetch now, even though I'm getting a basic, because I'd rather not draw into lands right now. At least we don't have to be afraid of Blood Moon anymore. At least that's the way that it appears. I'll go get an island and get a basic forest with the Windswept Heath. Oh, basic forest right there. That's pretty nice. And then I can go get like one of my, get the Canopy Vista, the Tangle land with this, and it'll get my white mana going. So yeah, well, I'm just gonna pass. I mean, the thing is, we're not gonna block this thing anyway. So unless it gets to be like a 7/7 or something, then I'd probably just trade a Coatl. So if any of you guys are not following the channel currently, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. You get notified whenever I start a stream. Okay, starting off with the Monomorphos. Seems like they might be able to get this storming up pretty high. They know I'm not going to have Death Touch, and blue-green pretty strongly telegraphs Coatl in this format at this point. This is nasty. All right, well, we can always go get Deputy, which we do have the cord in hand, but we need a board in order to do that. Yeah, we are telegraphing Coatl really hard here. I might actually just go get another basic so that I can just hold up Death Touch. I feel like that's probably the stronger play here. I'm going to flash in Coatl. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to see what I draw on my attack. Opponent could not possibly... Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. They look like they were like hesitating for a second. Okay, so got 2 green now. Not going to block. We will... I think I will get a basic after drawing that fetch there. And Ephemerate would just be awesome here. Give me a little bit of flexibility. I can go get a basic Plains, flash in another Coatl, have Death Touch and Ephemerate protection, but I can't complain about Urian with 5 lands. I am going to have to pass the turn here, though. I could just jam Soulherder. I'm set to take a lot of damage, though. They almost certainly have some way to deal with Coatl. Our plan here really is like resist this attack right now, and then cord for Deputy. So if I play like a Coatl here, and somehow manage to not like trade with these Stormwing entities, I can play my land next turn, have 4 lands, and be able to cord for Deputy, which seems very strong. So I'll just play this land. I'll pass the turn. As the opponent could have some kind of counter spells. I'm not exactly sure what this deck is on, but I think it's mostly just 1 mana effects like Opt and Serum Visions, and then Lava Dart, which is really nasty against us. Lava Dart, Gut Shot, Lightning Bolt, that kind of thing. It's actually quite nice, though, if they use... See, they're going Burst Lightning at my face, which is... doesn't bode well for us. Opponent down to 4 cards, though. Okay, well, that makes a little more sense then. They're going to light up the stage, potentially looking for a 4th land. Light up the stage, I have to say, is a pretty busted card. It's funny how people don't really get right away like how strong cards are and how much of an impact they're going to have on formats. You know, like a lot of people say, oh, that card seems good. A lot of people say that card seems bad. They go back and forth. You know, people even argued over like Oko when it was spoiled. All right, well, there's a Gut Shot, which is, okay. They have removal for both of my Ice Fangs now. And they have another Lightning Bolt here. This is ridiculous. I think I'm just dead now. Unless I happen to draw into an Ephemerate. So why don't I cast my other Coatl right now and see what I draw. Light Up the Stage is consistently busted. This exact list is available on the left of your screen with the Cardboard Live plugin. Yes, path would let me not die. Ugh. Can't even chord for anything here. Oh, very good. All right, paintball. I didn't quite understand that. Jesus, just getting run over right now. All right, well, we had some opportunities to draw into some stuff. I'll just go ahead and concede. Not exactly sure what's going on here. But see, like, I mean, if we had an ephemerate right here, it would be sick. Like, I'd be able to kill a Stormwing, or they would just have to not attack. I'm sure they would attack. Opponent just like in the tank. I'm just waiting for this to resolve so that I can go ahead and like concede. Let the opponent use as much time as they want. Not a matchup that's going to go to time, but all right. So very much wrecked. Fairy, obviously pretty good. Don't think there's anything that we want to Pithing Needle, Spore Frog. Spore Frog, for those of you who are fairly new to this archetype, I like to claim coming up with this tech. I don't think anybody else is on Spore Frog, but it's pretty sick if you can get an Eternal Witness Ephemerate loop going. You can just keep recasting Spore Frog. It's like a cheaper version of Stonehorn Dignitary, but you need to keep recasting it each turn. All right, Forged Tender, probably going to be good. Purge, Winds of Abandon, all that stuff. I think Ether Gust is worth it. Although I'll admit, I think I already did admit last stream that I'm a kind of an Ether Gust noob. Basically going to be looking to bounce like a pumped up Swift Spear or Soulscar Mage, that kind of thing. Potentially, if they're running like Bedlam Reveler, could bounce that in response to its Enter the Battlefield trigger. Worship, I think, is worth bringing in, although they do have a lot of burn. But burn doesn't kill me if I have Worship, so that's pretty good. Veil of... I don't think they're bringing in counters, so we got to take some stuff out. Well, I don't know if I would do it on the stack against Bedlam Reveler, right? It would let them draw cards, but they would discard the Bedlam Reveler. I guess I would do it. Anyhow, I got to finish sideboarding. I don't like Deputy in Lightning Bolt matchups. Hostage Taker probably a little bit slow. Oh, Orion definitely too slow. Force could be okay-ish. You trim 1 Soulherder, maybe 2, since it dies to Gutshot. Maybe 3, actually. Trim 1 Oracle, trim 1... Venser is just expensive. Man, I gotta finish sideboarding quick here. I guess I brought in more than I realized. Needed to sideboard out quite a lot of stuff. I mean, Force I would keep in against any prowess matchup just to be able to counter light up the stage. It's pretty good. Venser is slow, but it's interaction. If I had more time to think, I think I was just talking too much there. I typically cut my dorks in these matchups because getting blown out by Lava Dart is pretty bad. Well, we've got lands, we've got removal, we've got Ephemerate. We've only got Hostage Taker. These are 2 of the best spells in the deck, particularly in this matchup. Obviously, 4 lands is a little land heavy. I love the path. That's the only reason I'm kind of like on the fence here at all. I think we have to mulligan. I don't know. No 2-drops, no 3-drops. This is much better. Yeah, DV, that's exactly what I was thinking is. And now we have Uro, so we can start off with fetches and just sort of continue with fetches. Go turn 1. Turn 1 Misty. So I'll just pitch this basic forest. Yeah, definitely. 4 lands is too heavy. But we do want to keep the fetches to help with Uro, even though the opponent is coming at us pretty hot and heavy. Okay, so green, and we'll run out Spore Frog, the tech of all techs. And if the opponent kills this thing right away, it's just another card in the graveyard to help cast Uro. I mean, turn 1 Lava Dart, it's just what they do. So no reason to run out the Lava Dart yet. They'd probably play their Soul Scar Mage or whatever. Yeah. Just, I don't want lands at this point. I just want to draw some gas. More like value-oriented gas. Snakes. Even like Nyambi is kind of cool here, even though I don't really have the mana set up for it. I am going to go turn 2 basic island, and then next turn I'll be able to crack this for, ooh, that was an awesome draw. So now I think I just have to actually crack this for basic plains. And just run out Burrington, I think. Sequencing is weird, but it's sort of fine. Can't attack with my Froggy. Love the art for this thing. It's like a little smokestack Spore Frog. What do you got, opponent? Monomorphose into, Sprite Dragon. Don't really care about that thing. Actually, really, really don't care about that thing. I mean, right now, that it does get bigger and bigger, but we do have some answers in the deck. Nah, I think Burrington's fine here, because if I just have Spore Frog, I don't know. Either way, you're right. I could have gone with Oracle, but I don't think it makes a huge difference. It's not like I'm going to start attacking with the Oracle or something. It could get a 3rd green onto the board to be able to cord for stuff. But the way that we lose to this deck is by taking lots of damage, and so by preventing, it's effectively removal for Soul Scar until they draw a Crash Through. Opponent really, really, really thinking very hard about what to do on my upkeep. So Prismatic Vista is interesting. I could play that with Uro this turn. I'd rather not draw land with Uro here. Maybe they, well, let's see what it... I did my triggers wrong, which is the first time I've done that in a long time. You're supposed to put the, and I've berated people about this in the past. You should put this trigger on the stack, that trigger on the stack first, so that this one resolves first. So I can put my land in, potentially draw an Ephemerate, and then if I feel like Ephemerating Uro, then I could do that. But I don't think I would do it in this situation anyway. Look at that, drew the Ephemerate. Yeah, I don't think I would do it in this situation because we have a pretty bad rebound in this case. Like, being able to cast Coiling Oracle next turn plus Ephemerate is going to be much better. Also, I really don't want to crack this Vista. I can't crack this Vista for a basic planes. I don't have any more basic planes. Just the one. I mean, opponent can go as big as they want with these creatures, and I can just sack Spore Frog. Gonna have 4 things in the graveyard, getting pretty close to being able to escape Uro. So I've got 1/2 of the Eternal Witness Ephemerate combo, which would let me start doing some nasty things with Spore Frog. Opponent went top bottom with their Scries, and they're casting a Soulscar Mage. So it looks like we're set to just take 2 from this Sprite Dragon here. It's fine by me. Yeah, so I'm gonna go get a basic forest. I could wait on this, honestly. Probably should have waited on it to see what I draw. If I draw Venser, it could be good. Oh, Hostage Taker. All right, well, we need to get some black mana, but Hostage Taker is a pretty sick draw. As long as I can avoid Bolt for like a second. Like if I draw some black mana source, then next turn I can cast this and then immediately cast like Soulscar Mage. It's kind of fun. Okay. I love Ephemerate, but now the opponent knows that I have it, which is pretty awkward. Let's see. We also don't have double blue yet for Uro. We've got to get 2 more cards in here. I could just, well, probably best to not Ephemerate now, unfortunately. All right, we need to draw pretty well. We may need to sack Burrington if I go for like Ephemerate and the opponent goes for like Lava Dart or Gut Shot or something. I need to try to protect the Coiling Oracle, since that's like the only way that I'm generating any advantage in this match right now. You could be correct, Paintball. I mean, they Deputy could be good. They do have a lot of creatures in this deck, I guess. Another Sprite Dragon. Okay. Lava Dart, the Spore Frog. Not amazing. Opponent like pausing at the weirdest times. All right, so they're targeting this thing. I'm just going to go ahead and sacrifice it right now. Let's hope the opponent just F6s. They do know I have this Ephemerate. I mean, like, I don't know. If you play, I feel like Prowess, you kind of need to be a little tricky to play Prowess, and the opponent just seems like really confused by what's going on here. Yeah, that seems reasonable. But then, yeah, I guess if I'm going to do it anytime, I might as well do it now. I'm going to be sad if I don't get to catch the rebound on this one. But they do have the Lava Dart sitting there. If they let me untap and try to Lava Dart in response to the rebound, that would be kind of nice. And they might want to hold, and actually if they cast Lava Dart to, you know, to kill the Coiling Oracle, it's another spell that they're casting that they can actually use on their Prowess creatures. Opponent, this is not very, very complicated. I guess any blue land would be sick. To be able to cast Uro. Black source would be good. All right, well, that resolved. I don't think I have a basic swamp though. Pretty sure I don't have a basic swamp. Yeah, no basic swamp. Do have Birds of Paradise in the deck though. But this is a second blue, which will let me escape Uro. Now, I think the opponent might want... I don't know, let's see how this goes. They have one card in hand. Their attack does not matter right now. I will go get another forest. I'm not going to crack this yet. Attack opponent. Attack, attack, attack. Now, so opponent seems a little bit confused. They might not really know how Ephemerate works, so when I get the rebound, it might cause them to Lava Dart in response, in which case, of course, I could always just sack the Burnt-In, but if I have Ephemerate in hand, it's going to be much better. I don't know what I mean. I forgot what I said, but yes. I was saying forest. Forest, if I didn't finish my thought. If I draw an Eternal Witness, I'll get a forest to recast Spore Frog. Worship seems pretty nice. Worship and Burnt-In, they should have 0 ways to deal with Burnt-In. So, I think it's time. The game might have just been won, I guess. Yeah, that's true. That would deal with it for sure. But the opponent is down to 1 card. They have a Lava Dart in the graveyard. But Burnt-In plus Worship against red decks is typically a lock. I do need to crack this fetch before I go down to 1 life. Okay. This deck is so weird. Oh man, it's just drawing garbage for a little while. Well, we definitely would have gotten there. The Burnt-In Worship combo. A Spore Frog is pretty sick in that game. All right, well, we've got 2.5 more minutes now to think about sideboarding. I still think Soulherder just gets killed a little bit too easily. Deputy was a potential out in that first game. Hostage Taker, a little bit clunky. I'm gonna take out the all the dorks. I'm gonna take out the black mana requiring things because I don't want to get stuck with things I can't cast. That's just a very easy way to lose. So bring back in all my snakes. I mean, Herder typically goes as a 2/2 right away, so hopefully we could dodge like Gut Shot, I guess, at least. Well, not Gut Shot, but Lava Dart if they're tapped out. I'm gonna leave Deputy and I'm gonna leave Venser in because it's interaction, and just hope that we don't get totally blown out. That was a mulligan to 6. If we get some removal in our hand, I feel decent about our chances to sort of lock things down. Teferi is excellent in the matchup. Beyond that, we have a bunch of life gain and got random I win cards like Worship and Singleton, Burnt-In, Forge Tender. I've done that against Ponza before, and it was just like glorious. They had like 1,000 creatures on the board, but they couldn't do anything. Opponent's beginning with 7 cards in hand. This is pretty sketchy. 5 lands. Got Venser to bounce some stuff, Teferi to bounce some stuff. Teferi's just going to die to a burn spell. Pretty sure this is a mulligan on 5 lands. Removal. Well, this is keepable, at least. We don't have Uro, so we don't have to go so hard at the fetch land plan. We've got all of our mana sort of covered here. Open up with snakes and then maybe bounce one of them with Nyambi and get lucky. Don't love keeping basic planes, but it's whatever. It's sort of fine in the spot. Path to Exile. Monomorphose into that stupid bird again. This is like such a ridiculous combo. Oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. Monomorphose is one of those cards that should just get banned. It just only enables broken garbage. We're just like, it's just all too slow, you know? I think I'm going to go for Oracle here in the hopes that I can ramp a little bit, and that's like one of my only kind of potential outs to this nasty situation I find myself in. Ramp. Oh, it's like the opposite of ramp. Why not? Second Monomorphose, maybe a third Monomorphose. Who knows, maybe even a fourth Monomorphose. Nobody ever said anything's wrong with free spells in Magic. Because they would just be wrong if they said that, right? Free spells, totally fair. Nothing wrong with that. Just like, makes for really fun, interactive games. Says the guy who's running Force of Negation. Okay, all right. So maybe the opponent just has 2 lands in hand. Although, I believe they didn't even play a third land there. Oh, they sacrificed a mountain, right. So they did play a third land. So they could be holding on to 2 lands and draw another land, in which case we could take 2 and still live. If I throw a Coatl, but then we don't even have a creature down for worship, so whole situation is just nasty. I'm gonna play this Coatl now, increase my chances of drawing Ephemerate and not having an answer for it immediately. Okay. All right. Well, the chumping plan is still on the table. Opponent with the tricky plays. Instant speed. Spell for lethal? No? Lightning bolt for lethal? Slow. Oh my god. Okay, so now I'm in this weird situation where I sort of have to crack this fetch to go get an island. All right, do it to me, opponent. Got my death touch. So, no spells? No spells. That was ridiculous. Ether Gust. So I can bounce this back to my hand and go to 3 life and block one of these and take like 1,000,000 damage. So I don't think we're gonna get there, guys. Chord 4-0. Nah, I can't even do that, huh? All right, I guess we have to concede. So Ether Gust, trying to piece out my Coatl. I don't have anything to do. Nyambi again could gain 2 life. Yeah, I is dead. Sad, sad, sad. I mean, look, they had the crazy nuts, right? They had turn 1 prowess creature, turn 2 3/3 flyer with scry 2. I think I like that new bird less than I like Arclight Phoenix, and that's saying a lot because Arclight Phoenix was like one of the worst designed Magic cards ever. Is it really, really hot where you guys are today? It was like almost 100 degrees here today. Oh, this guy is back at it. Yeah, all right, good. Don't really want to play against prowess again. Are you in the States, Odysseus? And if so, which? Oh, I'm in New York too. Cool. I'm in Brooklyn. Yeah. Way. Queens, huh? Yeah, I go to Brooklyn Boulders, or I used to, and that was like 3 times a week religiously. Climbing's a big part of my life, and I haven't gone in the last like whatever now, it's 5 months, and starting to feel lazy and fat. This is one of those weird hands that we get. Draw like a little bit from all over the place. In this case, it's like lots and lots of non-creature spells. But we have 2 lands. Got some good stuff. Nothing to pitch to Force of Negation. I think this is a mulligan, unfortunately. Like, not having a 2-drop, typically we want to mulligan. Yeah, you know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of climbing just because you might be a little heavy right now. It's really like it's a great community of people. Everybody's friendly and everybody's encouraging, and it's a good way to get fit. You know, so gonna mulligan. Jesus. All right. Well, we can get our black mana. I'm gonna hope I'm playing against some crazy slow deck. So I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna bottom the Chord of Calling, I guess. All right, I can dig it. Opponent not throwing fireballs at my face and playing broken elemental birds. I might get this Overgrown Tomb like hit by a Field of Ruin though, which would be pretty rough. Opponent thinks I'm on Abzan right now, which is actually pretty accurate. Brooklyn Strategist. That's the one in Carroll Gardens. It's a nice store in a beautiful spot. Oh, I speak of Field of Ruin. God damn it, they're gonna get me. I have no more black mana except the Birds of Paradise. It's mostly like 9-year-olds that play at the Brooklyn Strategist. So go there at your own peril, basically. Yeah, no, that's the spot. I used to go to a store called 20-sided store in Williamsburg, but I think they've moved away from Magic largely and are really into board games right now. They might still have some like pre-release events, I think, but they used to do like Monday night. They used to do I think Monday Night Modern. Opponent's gonna let me untap and try to cast something with my black mana. I love it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try to just actually see if I can get like a Snapcaster block on this Eternal Witness. Oh, kind of stupid. The opponent could use their Field of Ruin during combat. Should have been careful there. They could totally have like a Mana Leak here, and they could get me. But play like Play like nobody's watching. There are some stores that I haven't been. Oh, this is nice. I'm gonna get a Siege Rhino. There's some stores I haven't been to. So just like try to Google like Magic the Gathering New York City, because there's shops in Manhattan that I've just never been to. I forget the names. Yeah, nobody wants to go to Astoria. You're even in Queens and you don't want to go to Astoria. That's that says a lot. Opponent's saving these Field of Ruins for a rainy day, I guess. Can I get some like removal or some snakes or something? All right, opponent about to get stomped by this Siege Rhino. Like any non-land deck. Non-land. Give me I'll take like even a hostage taker here. Oh god. I wasn't picky enough. So I'm even going to attack with the Eternal Witness here. Opponent takes 6. Battle Skull's like a 4/4, right? Yeah. I'm going to play a Windswept Heath. I'm going to crack it. And I'm going to play another Eternal Witness. It's pretty terrible. Opponent's going to blow up my breeding pool, or they would blow up my breeding pool. I've got a Hallowed Fountain in hand. I'll just leave the breeding pool in the deck. Get Canopy Vista and play this this here Eternal Witness. Getting back a much needed land from the graveyard. Siege Rhino lines up pretty well with Batter Skull. Opponent only has 1 white mana currently. Okay, well now they've got 2. Like a path would be pretty nutty, I guess here. I don't know, anything that anything that I could cast. I'm not going to be too picky. They could Stoneforge in the Batter Skull and then actually pick Batter Skull back up. Pretty nasty. Oh, that was a good draw. But as I said, they can pick Batter Skull back up. So maybe actually, let me go attack with Siege Rhino. Let them do all their stuff. You know what? I think I should attack with all my creatures here. Pretty sure I should attack with all my creatures here. Maybe they have a path and they do some other fancy stuff so that they tap low enough so that they can't bounce Batter Skull back. Well, your request has been noted, DV. What does the opponent have here? I mean, in this board state, I would probably just play the knight as a 4/3. Yeah, I don't know. I can play Witness, get Witness now. Seems decent. But they're trying to leave their Batter Skull on the battlefield. So now I'm gonna try to force them to pick up the Batter Skull. Yeah, well, I'm not. It's not gonna blow up. They're gonna bounce it, which is fine. Just kind of resets everything, and then I probably want to go for the Witness first. See what they do. I haven't played my land yet, right? Yeah. Because if they like play like a Monolith here, it would just be pretty stupid, I think. That I could really blow up Batter Skull. Though it has seemed like they don't have their basic island is coming here. It has seemed like they do not have counter magic so far in this match. Oh, my bad. Did I tap wrong? White, green, blue. And then Ephemerate becomes a sick draw. The fact that we've hit all 6... Oh, looks like they're going for it here. Actually, this looks just like a poor play, which you get from people in queue matches sometimes. Like, are they going to pick up Batterskull before I choose my mode? Which would be pretty absurd. Looks like they're doing it. Looks like they're doing it. Well done, opponent. They could just have Supreme Verdict and not care about it, in which case their sequencing doesn't matter at all. But I can go Witness into Witness and just start getting stuff. Or I'd probably just go Witness Siege Rhino. The opponent is at 5. Oh, this doesn't look good for... Oh, well, tap into... Yeah, I think we're getting Verdicted here. That's the feel. But if they do that, then hopefully I can just cast Eternal Witness and get Rhino back. Okay, they're going to draw 3 cards off of this. That's pretty nutty. Jesus. All right, draw 3. Good for you, opponent. Okay, well... I don't know, even like an Ephemerate is just lights out here, I think. Oh, they're doing something on their second main. Okay, all right. I can see it. They chose not to use the ability. That's funny. They must have like a sword in hand also. They have to pitch something. Spell Snare. Well. Hey Kyoma. We got absolutely crushed by Prowess. Actually, we won a game against him, so we didn't get too crushed. We had a worship with Burrington Forge Tender, which just embarrassed them. I'm gonna play this now because I feel that Ephemerate on top of the deck. And now we're almost up a game against this weird Stoneforge deck. Okay. So now we're going to attack and then just get something nice back with Eternal Witness. Death Touch chilling on the board. Could just play Stonehorn just so they can't attack with Batterskull, keep them from gaining more life. Well, it's definitely some kind of blue-white controlling deck. Choose your blocks wisely, opponent. They're going to go to 9 here. And then take 6, go down to 3. Sort of fine. Okay. Batterskull took 4, so they need to either bounce it back to hand, then redeploy. They've got 6 mana, so bounce it back to hand and redeploy with stone, but it can't attack, so we're definitely just going to run out the Witness here. And we'll grab the Knight back, I guess, because blowing up artifacts seems like a decent strategy in this matchup. I mean, just grabbing the Witness is value too. Yeah, I'll get the Witness. I mean, whatever. We are not in imminent danger here. And they can just put Batterskull in during combat, which makes it so Knight can't really interrupt it. I don't have any Ephemerates at this point. Knight can always access the... Eternal Witness can always access the Knight as long as the opponent doesn't have counter magic up. But you know, if they're trying to do something like Cryptic Command, their mana is a little bit sketchy for that right now. DV, actually, Control has been in kind of a very, very weird place right now after Astrolabe is banned. I've seen just basic blue-green, trying to force Oro, and I've seen, and still playing Coatl, but I think Coatl is probably pretty bad in Control decks without Astrolabe. If it doesn't have Death Touch, it's really not very good at all. So yeah, blue-white, blue-green. And I guess I've also seen Bant, but again, I don't really think they can profitably run Coatl. Opponent's in the tank. This is a super weird mull-to-6 with like these 3 cards in hand. So Ephemerate is lethal now with Siege Rhino. All right, so just attack again. Cryptic tap my team. Oh, Path. Path works. Nothing I can do. We could use more blue mana, I believe. So get that. And then I'm going to attack with Coatl. Note that Hierarch actually would be decent here with Coatl. Opponent can still bounce this back to hand and play it. I'm not going to attack with the Witnesses here. No reason to let the opponent gain 4 life. And I guess I'll probably play Stonehorn again, just so they can't attack with Batterskull. I kind of want to prevent them from gaining life. Yeah, DV. Reading my mind. They could very well have like a Cryptic Command in hand to counter the Stonehorn, but then I play Eternal Witness and get it back, so sort of whatever. So that is my only Siege Rhino in the deck. No more Siege Rhinos. But I have drawn all 3 of my Eternal Witnesses, which is pretty nice. And I don't even think I'm going to play this next Witness. I kind of like not. Though I have so many lands, I might still play the birds, just cause. Opponent should know that I have a Witness in hand, so this will give them complete information, but don't really care. Birds. The point is, birds isn't really doing a lot here anyway, but it does contribute to stuff like Court of Calling. All right, thin in the deck. I can dig it. Got more than enough green sources. I'm somehow behind on time, so I'm probably just going to... Okay. Start playing a little bit faster, try to get ahead. Opponent failed to find with their second Stoneforge Mystic, so they must have a second equipment in hand. They're playing kind of strangely. I think I still have a Breeding Pool chilling in the deck. I guess at this point I do want to go thin. Got double blue over here, so I don't really care if they blow up the Breeding Pool. Hit it, opponent. Do it now before I get to untap. Opponent has... They got a discard. That's funny. Well, Nyambi's interesting. So the opponent can block and go to 6, and we cannot do lethal around that. But they can block with their thingy, and then I can bounce it with Nyambi so that they don't gain any life. Actually, that's a pretty sick line. Wait, what? Well, that's a fine line, but I think I'm going to attack with everything. They're going to put Stonehorn... Sorry, they're going to put Batterskull on the board. It's going to try to block something, and then I could just pick that thing up, right? Then they don't gain life, and they're taking lethal damage, I think. That kind of requires them not to have any counterspells. But having them overextend a little bit here seems sort of fine. You know, they're at 2, right? I kind of like the other line better. But if they put the Batterskull out and then try to counter it, try to counter the Nyambi, then I have like free reign to cast Witness and blow up some stuff, and they should be tapped out because of the counter spell. So let's see if Nyambi is actually worth playing here. If they counter Nyambi like with Cryptic Command, then I do get to play Witness and get back Knight and just finally deal with this Batterskull. Do it, opponent. Tap all 4 lands, please. Come on. Okay, well, that's oh, they'll have Spell Snare, I guess, which at this point they can't get Batterskull back, so they're going to gain a little bit of life, but I think this is actually pretty good for us. Cast your Spell Snare, opponent. Man, imagine if Eternal Witness had Flash, I could just get Nyambi back right now. All right, that works. You got it, opponent. We could almost get back Witness and then have enough to still cast Knight. That's how much mana we have. With Vial. I really don't like Vial in these decks. Supreme Verdict. Can I draw my Force of Negation, please? Oh, Supreme Verdict after the fact. So yeah, we're definitely going to block. Who cares? All right, all of the Eternal Witnesses are out. Soulherder is a decent start, but the opponent is like way ahead on cards. It's kind of rough thinking that they were just playing into that like the entire, like maybe for like the last 5 turns, just letting me expand my board. So I guess like Uro is probably one of our best draws here. I can play quite fast at this point, like just F6, let the opponent do the thinking. I don't really understand how I'm 2 minutes behind. Opponent has a path in the graveyard. They have a verdict in the graveyard. And they're on 8 cards in hand. I am at 19 life, though, so it could take them quite a while to actually do something. I guess, I'm gonna play that now. Actually, let me attack with Soulherder. I mean, if they've got a Snapcaster, it's gonna die to path anyway, you know? This is not a May, so if they have a Snapcaster, I actually have to. I'm gonna play the Deputy and try to make the Soulherder bigger. And if they... Maybe I should keep it in hand since they're at 1 life, and if they deal with the Soulherder, then I can play this and attack for the win. Are they going to counter this with no permanents on their battlefield? Okay, fine. Spell Queller. All right. Starting to slightly narrow the time gap. But this actually, playing Spell Queller here, if they don't have more, okay, they got a path on top of the deck now. If I can draw my own path and get rid of this thing, that'd be pretty sweet. Okay, well, Teferi taking instant speed off the table. And actually, now I can't get Deputy back. Oh, so now they can counter my next spell. So that's solid. This is where games get a little boring, guys, because the control player does have it, but this guy's playing really, really slowly, so I'm going to make him actually... Now, we know they have the Spell Queller, so I'm not going to attack. I think they could have just eaten my Soulherder with that Spell Queller last time. Okay, no more lands in the deck. At least, there should be no more lands in the deck. I mean, other than fetches, like this one that I just drew, unluckily. Let's see how fast the opponent can Fate Seal me. They're at 13.5 minutes now. They went top on my library again. Five mana. Big Teferi. Well, once they start playing, I feel like control players, good control players, realize what their win condition is, and they just get to it right away. Big Teferi is just adding more triggers like this. And just like that, after one turn, we are equalized on time. Oh, getting close to being equalized on time. You're going to fail to find again, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. I mean, their win condition is Jace here, right? So, and they've got the Spell Queller in hand with Teferi. I think I just didn't draw my Ephemerates this game. If I was able to just Ephemerate Siege Rhino once, I think we would have easily won this game. I think there's obviously a number of ways to think about this situation. The control player obviously has the game locked up. They're getting quite close with Jace. They can just -12 next turn. You might say I should have scooped like 3 or 4 turns ago. Particularly, like, it's not high stakes Magic, and I can't say that the win matters that much to me. It doesn't really matter very much to me at all. But it's kind of the principle of it for me. Like, if I sit down to play Magic, I'm playing this game to try to win, and I'm going to do whatever I can to win the match. So, I don't even know what I'm getting here. Just casting this. I have to do it on my turn since Teferi's around. Okay, you got it, opponent. Force of negation. I am now just about a full minute ahead of the opponent. All right, so I've got one more draw step. All right. Opponent's not playing this too badly. I might take that back. Like, I don't know what they're doing right now. This is like 10, 15 seconds that they're just wasting. And this is the end of game 2, and so we're in all likelihood going to have plenty of time to finish the match. But this is just like a gift from the opponent here. I think I'll crack the Misty when I get priority, just cause. This could be the opponent being cocky, just saying that they don't care about their clock. Possible we could have played more conservatively with our creatures. I ran out the Witness to get back the Knight, just to blow up Batterskull, but really Batterskull was not such a threat. At least it'll be even less of a threat in the next game because I'm going to have a 2-minute time advantage, and we can trade creatures all day. Opponent, like, letting me get 15 seconds off of this Misty. Like, I obviously don't have any lands. I mean, I'm fairly certain I can also just fail to find. But they're, like, thinking about the strategic implications of me cracking this Misty Rainforest. Wow, this is ridiculous. Like, since Jace has ultimated, I think, like, 3 minutes have passed on the clock or something. I mean, it's possible I forgot, but I'm pretty sure we won game 1, and this is game 2. It would be kind of ridiculous if it was game 3. I don't think it's game 3. If it were game 3, then I would have scooped like 5 minutes ago. Yawn, opponent. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Yawn, 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 yawn. I'm pretty sure this is still that mulligan where I had 3 witnesses and a siege rhino, or 2 witnesses and a siege rhino. God, that feels like it was game 1 though. This couldn't possibly be game 1. Could it be? Is this game 1? I don't know what's going on, guys. Do I have any sideboard tech in here? This could be game 1. It's like nobody remembers. Opponent has a discard. That's funny. All right, so I lost the game. But what game was that? Was that game 1 or was that game 2? I guess I'll see in a second. Oh, that was game 1. Good Lord. I really have to go to the bathroom. So now all I have to do is just, like, not lose. And then I guess Disdainful Stroke is maybe worth it. I don't know. Doesn't hit too much. It hits big Teferi and Jace. I guess that's probably worth it. I can cut. I don't... Since they only have so few threats, I'm going to keep the paths. I'm going to take an Iambi out. I'm going to take... leave Deputy. Leave Knight. Leave Oro. I'm I'm gonna take out these guys. I don't know. It might be bad, but I need to hurry up and go to the bathroom. I might just have to deal with it. We don't need to go so super fast. Maybe I trim one birds. Trim. Stonehorn, of course. Hey, Contra, how are you doing? I don't know. One Oracle and maybe another birds, and we'll run like that. Okay. I wish I could just like, yeah, I'm gonna take this. Well, let's see. I'll just submit the deck. I can wait to go to the bathroom. Nyambi was okay. She was okay. But the opponent has to win in 8 minutes, and they took like 18 minutes in the first game. So let's just play carefully with our clock. I'm gonna snap play Pithing Needle on opponent's mulliganing to 5. I'm gonna play Pithing Needle on Stoneforge right now. But hang on a second. But I can let them go get something and then name that thing with Pithing Needle. But you know what? It's a fast game. I'm just gonna name Stoneforge. The deck is very fun. Very fun indeed. So to get 2 blue sources and hold up force, that'd be pretty good. I could have flashed in Coatl right then when that land was tapped. That was a bit of a mistake. Okay, well, they're playing something for 2 mana, I guess, here. It's a little bit weird. What could it be? Stoneforge, cool. Okay, currently the time advantage is about 3 minutes. I'd want to stop drawing lands. Jesus Christ, this deck sometimes is really, really frustrating when it floods. Need to thin the deck a little bit more. Blue card here would be excellent in case they want to untap and play Teferi or something like that. I don't know that we've gotten a Soulherder down in this match yet. Oh, opponent just conceded. That seemed premature, but they did mulligan pretty hard, so maybe they don't have lands, and I'm stopping Stoneforge from cheating things in. So all told, I think that the line of just jamming Pithing Needle for Stoneforge. Okay, opponent scooped because they maybe they saw that they couldn't win in 6 minutes or whatever. So now I can go run to the bathroom real quick. So some of you guys, your screen names are unfamiliar to me. If you're not already following the channel, I'd love it if you could do that. It'll alert you whenever I start a stream. And if you don't like alerts, you can always just turn them off. But all the follows help me out. So anyhow, I'd really appreciate it if you guys could go ahead and click that little follow button up at the top. I am probably going to bring Stonehorn back in, as silly as it seems, because we're just trying to win on the clock, basically. Similar light, I might want to bring something else back in. Let's see, maybe I just trim, but I like everything else in the deck, so I could see maybe not doing that. Anyhow, I'll just keep it the way that it was. I do like Hostage Taker. Although, I don't know, what am I even casting, really, with Hostage Taker? Maybe Rhino is just better than Hostage Taker here. Oh, Odysseus, thanks for joining me, and have a good night. Hopefully I'll see you in a future stream. Excellent. Really excellent. Okay. We've got the removal. If they've got the... well, of course we need to stop drawing lands. If they've got the creature, we just need to draw like a Force or a Disdainful Stroke, and then we should be pretty good, I think. Ugh. Okay, well, we'll keep drawing lands. I will go get a basic island here. Okay, well, if we're gonna hit lands, much better for them to go straight to the battlefield. Let's try to keep this fetch in hand so we can go get like an Overgrown Tomb. Ugh, this is totally fine, opponent. That was a ridiculous play. Totally possible they just have a board wipe, and so sort of feel fine where I am right now. Maybe I should have played another creature though, just so I have at least 2 power to attack Teferi down. We're gonna have no lands left in the deck pretty soon. Missed their land drop. As soon as I said we're not gonna have any lands left in the deck, I drew a land. Oh, I forgot to play a land. Can't say I think it matters very much in this spot. All right, still up by 3 minutes. Double path. Opponent continuing to miss land drops. Pithing Needle, pretty good. Right. Top, please, top. All day top. Path to Exile on top of the deck. On top of the opponent's deck. I can, of course... Okay, that's pretty sweet. Ephemerate, I'm going to do it right now, because they've got that Teferi down. Maybe not that smart, because now I might not get the rebound. Let's see if I can get another path out of their hand, or they're going to counter it or something. Okay, another Ephemerate. So yeah, none of this really matters. Another Ether Gust. Put my Coiling Oracle on top of the deck again. Ridiculous. But when you're low on time, gotta think fast. This is fine. They left it. That's funny. I can just shuffle it away. They left it on the top. Ah, that sucks. Oh well. They're gonna counter this? Containment Priest. Okie dokie. My own Teferi. That's cool. Don't force it. Please don't force it. Okay. Oh, I got myself. I got myself hard. That's ridiculous. I could lose because of that. Yes, that's totally fine. Totally fine with me. Yeah, that I can't bounce anything. Opponent's got to win this game in 3 minutes. I guess we'll see how it goes. We've got a Canopy Vista. I think that's the last fetchable thing. Opponent should probably take my black mana out. Can't cast it. I know. It's all good. That's pretty nice. Oh, but yeah, getting rid of this is pretty good. I think I'll just go get Siege Rhino here. Although Uro also seems pretty good. No, I'm going to get Eternal Witness and get back Court of Calling. Are they going to bounce my Teferi? Could be pretty good. Why are they not getting my black mana? Ridiculous. Castle Ardenvale. They get to make a bunch of tokens. Crazy. Did they look at the top of my... No, they brainstormed. I'm gonna keep pathing. Interesting. Oh, that was bad. But I can cast him next turn. I don't know how I don't have extra Eternal Witnesses. I guess they all got dealt with. I'm not going to crack this fetch because I got nothing to get. Okay. Seems okay. Seems fine. I've got Uro coming. Ugh. Well, it doesn't matter because the fairy's on the battlefield. Actually, playing out second Teferi seems okay because I can't activate this one anyway. Could also just Cord, but I feel like I could just hold Cord for a little while. We're going to keep this one. Make it harder to kill him. I think I might have taken him out. Let's check. Yeah, I took Urian out. Kind of weird to take it out in a control matchup. Okay. Supreme Verdict. The opponent has 1 minute left. This is like ridiculous. Yeah, that's a good idea actually, but I don't have Teferi in the deck. I do know that I have Siege Rhino though, so I'll go get Siege Rhino. And then I'll ephemerate him. I could also cast Uro if I had another land to fetch, but I don't. Opponent conceded. So that was just a battle of the clock more than anything, guys. Possible I would have gotten there anyway. A very weird game, but you know, that's how Soulherder rolls. Play some weird games. I think I'm gonna let that guy find another opponent. I don't want to do that again. Yeah, easy clap. I mean, opponent got 3 minutes behind. I don't really think they realized what was happening. Let me fill up my water real quick. Also turned on my air conditioner. I just completely didn't realize that it wasn't on. Okay, looks like the coast is clear. Man, I haven't gotten to actually, I think, resolve Hostage Taker yet. I think in last week's stream, I was playing against a control opponent who had like an important blocker on the battlefield. And with Hostage Taker on the stack, they just conceded, so I haven't actually gotten one down. Try to find a time for a few Soulherder people to come together and discuss the deck in Discord so we can try and refine things. Man, I'm around all the time. Like, I don't really know what you're talking about, because, like, you can just at me and then we'll start talking. So while I'm waiting for an opponent here, just want to make sure you guys know about, like, if you have Amazon Prime, which I think a lot of people do. I do kind of by default. It's just like you don't have to pay for shipping with Amazon, even though, you know, whether or not you agree or disagree with Amazon's business practices. If you use Amazon as a service, you should probably have Prime. If you do, you can link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. It takes like 2 minutes. You just have to like Google it basically. And if you do that, you can give me a free subscription each month on Twitch, which normally would cost $5. And the money just goes to me. And it's, as I said, it's free. So if you have like 2 minutes and you have Amazon Prime, you can Google it and then just link your account and then give me a free subscription. There's another Soulherder streamer. He also streams a lot of Arena. His name is Scott Mines. His Twitch is Howling Mines. I think that's also his Twitter name. I give him my free subscription each month, just like to, you know, help out the community. So, oh, I see what you mean, like scheduling something. So yeah, let's figure it out in the Discord, I guess. Like, let's pick a time or whatever. So we are 1-1 for the evening. I think some of you guys are maybe new to the deck. I know I saw that, what was that guy's name in here earlier? Was it, oh, Contra. If he's still around, he or she, still around. Something you gotta understand when you get into Soulherder is that the games go long. Like, you gotta expect maybe a third of your matches to go to time. So if you're trying to play fast games, like, it's not the deck for you. It's very, very time intensive deck. Looks like there's not a lot of people just waiting to jump into queues here. Well, cool. Anyhow, I just wanted to let you know that it's a slow deck. That I've only played. I started my stream 2 hours ago now, and we've played 2 games. One of those decks was crazy fast prowess, so you know. Just factor it in. Just factor it in. Oh, Contra, you also play Merfolk. That's awesome. I guess maybe a bunch of you guys also play Merfolk. I was mentioning at the beginning of the stream that I haven't played any Soulherder since last Monday's stream because I've just been playing a lot of Merfolk lately. Not a lot. I mean, but using the time that I have basically to play Merfolk lately. Oh, awesome. Bob Andy, yeah. Definitely a familiar name from the Discord. I have to say it's been pretty awesome. Like, I just discovered, maybe it's a new thing, this like Discord streaming. Like Stoneheart, my pal Stoneheart, does vintage drafts, vintage cube draft, and I think Drakenar does those also. And it's so entertaining, and it's nice just to hang out with the crew, basically. A bunch of Merfolk players. It's not, I don't know, I can't imagine spending like a few hours with like Tron players. Like, just something wrong with them, I think. So this is a hand, I think, that it doesn't have a 2-drop, but we can probably still keep it because we're looking to jam out like a 3-drop on turn 2. Like, could you imagine watching like a vintage cube stream with like burn players? They're just like, play it, play that, play it. You got lethal. Opponent's keeping. I'm keeping. All right. Oh, well, Soul's Attendant? Who knows? Who knows? But if they have removal, it's going to be Path, so at least we'll get to cast our 3-drops. I think this is going to be a pretty nasty matchup, guys. They're just going to gain 1,000,000 life. Ah, the opponent says, hello, Merfolk Joe, big fan. I play your Soulherder list in paper. That's awesome! Exclamation point. I'm streaming right now if you want to cheat. All right, let's get this bird. on the battlefield. So we've got a full grip of cards in hand, but nothing to pitch to this for this force. So I mean, if we get a Path to Exile, we've got the Ephemerate. We can just like loop it and kill all of their dudes. Not gonna gain a lot of life. I guess they get to attack. Attack with their Soul's Attendant. Getting aggro with me. So I guess the play here is just crack Misty, get Misty back with Eternal Witness, keep hitting our land drops. Ice Fang does change the equation a little bit. So I think I'm just going to get like a basic island. And then flash in the Ice Fang. Coatl. I'm pretty sure this spelling, this Coatl, is from Mayan, like the Mayan language. Okay, well this is pretty nasty actually. But maybe they'll get in with one of their Soul's Attendants. And I don't even know if I'd want to trade with the Coatl. Probably not. We want to get this Cord online. Like we could lock up their attack step and let them get to a bazillion life, and then maybe eventually win somehow. We do have what is it called? Winds of Abandon in the sideboard, which could be pretty clutch in this matchup. All right, opponent shook. You are shook, opponent. If you watch this replay, being a fan of my channel and all. Gotta play with no fear. Hey, Contra with the subscription. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. And people listening to my my Twitch Prime spiel. That's awesome. All right, so this Pride Mate is gonna have to get dealt with sooner or later. Of course, we can just like, ooh, that's a way to deal with it. I think I would probably just do that right away. And by right away, I mean like on the opponent's turn. Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So we're going to attack with this Ice Fang. We're getting pretty close to like that sweet Chord of Calling mana situation. Attack with the Ice Fang, and then we're going to bounce this Johnny's Pride Mate. Hopefully the opponent doesn't have... Well, they did miss their land drop last turn, right? So hopefully they'll continue to miss land drops. Oh, well, sort of, kind of. All right, well, you know, I guess we've got Ephemerate and Eternal Witness, so hopefully it's not such a big deal. Our opponent is at 27 life. Let's watch our clock. We are like exactly even right now. Oh, hey, we get to eat one of these things. That's awesome. Gonna get just a basic island for now. Well, you know what? Yeah, basic island is fine. Maybe they have a Dismember. That would be pretty awesome. We don't... us without a blue spell to pitch. But they might have been thinking Snake here, in which case... Yeah, it looks like they were thinking Snake. Alright, well, that seems pretty good for us. Soulherder seems pretty sick. So I'm going to play that this turn. Maybe I could have attacked first. But you guys are getting to see some pretty good Soulherder action in this game. We even have Ephemerate up as protection for the Soulherder. Poor Johnny's Pride Mate. Are you watching my stream, opponent? Yeah, we'll get there, I think. Like a 2-2 with Johnny's Pride Mate doesn't really bother me very much. I'm going to say to the opponent, I love seeing decks like Soulherder. Not Soulherder, Soul Sisters. People playing sweet decks they enjoy. So opponent didn't have the Dismember before, and I don't think Soul Sisters... I mean, it actually seems like good tech because they've always got extra life to work with. You know what? Seems a little bit risky to run out the Ephemerate now without any protection or anything. So, sort of unnecessary. I'll do it at my leisure. Oh, that's a pretty good draw. So yeah, I can go for Ephemerate now, and if they do have something like Dismember, I have the Force now to back it up. And then we can cast Eternal Witness next turn. Get back a land, I guess. I don't know. But I want to get back Ephemerate, but I'm a little bit light on lands here. Opponent says, I've always said that the Soulherder deck is at its best when it's ruining the tier 2 to 3 deck's day. Yes. It's true, actually. Opponent's conceding here, and justifiably so. It's a pretty lopsided board state. Okie dokie. So, are we going to get wrecked in the next round? If it's Soul Sisters, and it looks like it is, they almost certainly have... Well, you know, Martyr proc is its own thing. But I think regular Soul Sister still runs Martyr of Sands, right? In which case, I should probably bring Pithing Needle in. That's like their hugest life gain, I think, card. Winds of Abandon certainly coming in. Worship seems sort of unbeatable. They will have access to like board wipes, I guess, but we do have instant speed creatures. Yeah, I haven't had the Venser lock in a little while. Feels pretty good, actually. Pithing Needle. What else do they have? They could have like Gideon's. Even just naming like Ghost Quarter seems okay. But not really. I was thinking like more Merfolk if they're trying to like get rid of Island Walk or something. I mean, we're not really prepared for the Soul Sisters matchup too much. I guess Teferi can bounce a huge Johnny's Pride Mate. That sort of seems okay. I think we can trim the forces. I think I'll keep the forces. We've only got 2 of them, and hitting like a board wipe seems pretty clutch. Yeah, I think Teferi seems okay. All right. So they are going to be pathing us and such, so we can probably trim birds. On the draw, we can probably trim a land, I think. Go ahead and trim one of my Windswept Heaths, maybe. Poor little Soul Sisters falls apart when the opponent can path or bounce every turn. I can see that. I could see that. All right, let's take out 2 cards here. I like Nyambi to sort of all right. Let's just not say what I like. Say what I don't like. Knight seems unnecessary, and I'd love to use Hostage Taker, so I'm going to keep it in. Uro? Yes, Uro. They're not going to fill our graveyard up, so we'll get rid of Uro. All right. let's do it. We've got Winds of Abandon and Worship as kind of like troll cards, I guess. Yeah. We're gonna keep this. Very nice hand. Very, very nice hand. I mean, I'd love to draw some removal, but you can't have everything, you know? Okay, we can play that next turn and get it back with Eternal Witness. So we're not going to do that line since we're going to go Coatl with Ephemerate up like we did before. And we'll probably play our other basic, partially to turn on Death Touch sooner, but also so that I can crack my fetch to get a Canopy Vista. All right, Serra Ascendant is an annoying one. Maybe they have two of them since they've got mana sort of to spare here. Oh, this thing. I know about that thing. So they get to 27 life, they get to start making angels. Which is pretty nasty. I love this the saucy attack by Soulherder. They don't get to attack that often. Okay, alright. I can dig it. So now if they do a Martyr of Sands or something, somehow gain 4 life this turn, they can start making angels. Pretty scary. This guy's pretty scary. But again, we've got the loop here, so if we can draw a path, we should be pretty set, I think. He's going to attack with the lifelinker. And with this guy, that makes angels, so I may be looking to trade here. Particularly since I've got an Eternal Witness in hand. Yeah, I'm looking to trade. I'm going to block the Angel Maker. And then I think I'm actually going to let it resolve. And then I'll just get the Coatl back with Eternal Witness and hold up Ephemerate next turn. Jesus, how many lands am I going to draw? We're going to hold on to the fetch in case we need black mana at some point. So let me put it... Actually, I'm going to leave it over there. I can crack this and get just some white mana, I guess. Yeah, Soul Sisters, from what I understand, is like tier 0 on Arena right now. Alright, so keeping the card advantage going. This Serra Ascendant is going to get pretty nasty pretty soon. We're going to do our best to not walk into any potentially avoidable path to exile situations. So I'm not going to be proactive with my Ephemerate. I'm going to be very reactive with my Ephemerate. Unless he has no mana, in which case I'll probably cast it now and then flash Coatl in. But I don't know. I mean, now I don't want to catch the rebound with Coatl anyway, so that's kind of a silly line. I guess if they attack now, I could just Ghost Block. Seems fine. It's what we do, right? I could also... trading doesn't seem great either. So, I mean, this is just a matter of using our mana efficiently here. Like, there's no reason to not do this. I just get an extra land. Oh, I could potentially, like, not attack with Eternal Witness, but that's really not an issue here. I'm not going to attack next turn. Oh, do need to be careful about Sarah Ascendant. Yikes. Okay, well, we will have Death Touch flying with Ephemerate up, so the fact that it's a 6/6 lifelinker, not the most relevant right now. Look at those lands, guys. Look at those lands. I could just play it main phase, because if I draw another snake, I'd love to get it on the battlefield. I'd also just like love to draw path or anything like that, so just main phase this snake. Oh, I've got a discard. Oh no, I could play a land, right? Yeah, I could play a land. So breeding pool seems okay. Imagine if some of these cards were not lands. Like how good we'd be doing. Can only imagine. Oh man. All right, where's my Winds of Abandon? So that we can all laugh out loud. Man, you gonna get in with this guy? You're gonna make me be aggressive with my Ephemerate, and then you're gonna path me and laugh at me? Because we got nothing in hand. And nothing in the graveyard. So I guess I block like this, and if they get me with like a path on my Eternal Witness, then I can't. I block with the Eternal Witness, and then Ephemerate, and if it dies, I don't even know. Nah, they would. What? They're gonna path this thing. Okay. They know I have the Ephemerate, so pretty sure they have a path here, which means that Ephemerate's gonna go to the graveyard. But if they don't have the path, then this is like the only way I can claw back into the game. Opponent thinking about it. Like, don't think about it. Just path me if you have the path, please. They don't know that I have 6 lands in hand. Oh, I kind of like that they took that line. It's better for us. And now we have no more basics in the deck. Come on. Do not draw lands. I should show the opponent my hand. They would laugh. I'm gonna spoil it by drawing like a non-land here. Hostage taker. That means what? I guess I should take their I guess I should take their Sarah Ascendant is only going to be a 1/1 on my side of the board. This lets me only get like a 1 CMC creature, right? So I can only get birds. That's not very exciting. I could take this thing away to make them not make angels. That seems more relevant. I could also play Hostage Taker, capture my own Ice Fang Coatl. That seems a little bit too cute. I think we have to take the Speaker of the House or whatever his name is. So yeah, I'll take the Speaker guy, I guess. Thoughts, everybody? You all can vote on on what to take with Hostage Taker. This is an important moment. I mean, I think I have to take the Speaker thing. It's gonna start making so many. Yeah, it's gonna start making too much stuff. All right, I'm gonna actually play this black mana here, just cause. Yeah, wait, what? Huh? No, but it's gonna be a 1/1 ground creature. It's oh wait, no, as long as you have 30 or more life, which I absolutely do not. Yay! Hostage Taker. I want to tell my opponent so bad that I have 7 lands and Hostage Taker. I think I actually sideboarded out a land. Do you want to see something funny? I sideboarded out a land since we were on the draw and they're running Path. Opponent said, ooh, some spice. All right, we're going to cast ourselves some Speaker, and I can pay the right mana for it. This is ridiculous. Opponent's down on 1 card here. Man, even just like an Eternal Witness would get things rolling. I think I like literally have every land in my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nah, not quite, not quite. Urian would be good here. Yes, Urian would be good here. Or Cord. Opponent, I didn't even see what they did. I don't even know what they're doing. Getting in for 3. I'm going to take 3 for now, guys. Take 3 for now. Opponent played a land. Seems like they're still just on the 1 card. I wouldn't be surprised if they have a land in hand. Oh my god! Okay, alright. Can't do it, right? Can't do it. But I should play slightly faster. I'm gonna wait till the end of the game to tell the opponent that they would enjoy my hand. Man, Urian would be sick because it would be like a loop with Hostage Taker. Gotta keep taking 3 for a little while, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, man. Opponents drawing lands too, but I doubt they're not drawing as many lands as I've drawn. Hey, you are getting the most main phased any Ice Fang Coatl has ever gotten. Meanwhile, the opponent at 44 life. I don't even think I have lands to fetch anymore. Man, you guys don't see the games that I don't stream. Like, this happens to me like every day. I will trade one of these stupid Coatls now for this Ranger. Yeah. I'm about to block you. Get blocked, Mr. Ranger. I sort of feel like I should edge shouldn't thin the deck, but I'm gonna do it. YOLO. Oh my god. You would laugh pretty hard about my hand right now. We can talk about it later. I literally have like 7 more cards than the opponent. And now I can start the 11 turn clock. I do have 1 more Canopy Vista that I can go get. Okay, that's okay. You got it, opponent. Thin that deck, and this may well be the last. No, I think this is the last land in the deck, unless it's fetches. I think I have no more fetchable stuff. Oh my god, I gotta just like not play so slow though. I am like 5 minutes behind on time. Opponent does have board wipes, I'm sure. Oh wait, I didn't want to do that. What? Oh wait, yeah, he has vigilance. Okay, I did want to do that. Probably should have played one of my lands. Aw, man. Just gonna go get one of these like Sarah Ascendants again. But on the plus side, we can't lose. Walking Ballista. Well, I guess we probably can lose. Oh, opponent. Why? What? What? Why did they not play? Why did they not play their thing? The Walking Ballista. Huh. I guess I could take it hostage. Ugh, all these stupid triggers now. I'm gonna lose to time in this match. So they got this ballista coming for sure. And they got what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can hostage take it, which is kind of funny. Could also just get Winds of Abandon and just cast it right now. But then hostage, man, it's a little bit rough. I'm gonna do this. Oh, I don't know, guys. They have this Walking Ballista, which is just nasty. What are they doing with the Walking Ballista? They're trying to time me out. This is this is funny. Come on, pass the turn, opponent. I'm gonna take your Ranger of Eos. Well, I can't get any lands. Probably should have floated some mana there. Actually, hang on, that's dorky. I'm gonna do it this way. They could have a path, which would actually be pretty dirty right now. Aw, they got it. Yuck. I have no lands. So I don't know, like Chord? And then we would Chord for Uro or something? Siege Rhino? Soulherder? Fencer's pretty good. Means that, oh wait, I have Worship out. Opponent knows about the Venser, which is somewhat unfortunate. And they still have this Ballista in hand. This might seem a little bit not amazing here, but... Wait, okay, there we go. I still got that Winds of Abandon in there. Hey. Opponent probably plays Winds of Abandon as well, which is kind of funny. I'm going to keep that, I think. And we got to start attacking with some stuff. You know, I'm gonna hostage take the ranger. Start thinning my deck a little more. Come on, let's go. There we go. Why did they just... Huh. They just... Oh, they sacked it. That makes sense. They sacked it... I don't... Well... Oh, they sacked it so that I can't cast it. It's just like... I guess that makes sense. Opponent, drawn lands as well. But they do have the Ballista. Oh, and they can just... Well, they need to get 18 lands to dome me. So let's see how it goes. And also, I've got Worship, right? So they got to kill all my creatures. Yes, exactly. Land. I attacked with the birds. That's just like sending a message. All right, all right. We even have Chord for Orion up right now, which is kind of funny. I could Chord for Deputy if they just pass to their end step, which they might well do. But since I know that Ballista's in hand, I should go get an Eternal Witness. I shall get Orion. I kind of like Orion here. Wait a sec. Let me leave up white. I mean, I don't have to. It's kind of silly. I can't eat anyway. Oh, I could. Oh, I went to the end step. That was terrible. So I can't even attack on this turn. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I should... Yeah, but we're getting a gigantic Soulherder, so it's kind of all good. Speaking of Soulherder, I'm not going to do the crazy Orion like bounce like 800 million creatures thing. Actually, I guess I will because I want to grow the Soulherders, so that makes sense. Yeah, it's only going to resolve on one of them, but that's fine. Hold on. I'm gonna lose to my clock. Come on, let's go. Stack this stuff. Why is it not working? Okay, there we go. So now we just want Eternal Witness, Like, well, not even. I don't know. We just have to start attacking. The fact that I played Orion on their end step instead of their main phase is pretty stupid. Ephemerate, Siege Rhino, opponent knows about it. Eternal Witness, I'm going to have to discard a bunch of stuff. I could discard my lands, that's nice. Come on, deck, let's go. You guys are getting your money's worth this evening. This is pretty fun. Come on. Okay, there we go. So now they still have the Ballista in hand. We can do a lot of damage on our turn. I'm going to probably hostage take the Pridemate. Maybe even Path the Soul's Attendant, but probably not. Well, I can because I can just get it back with Eternal Witness, so it's all good. Oh, this is going to give him back his Soul's Attendant. That's kind of stupid. Anyhow, but it does take away their 3/3 blocker, which doesn't really matter too much. Just trying to get my creatures more buff. I can play Eternal Witness, get back Ephemerate. What do we got? 20. They're at 36. Pretty close. 29. But every time we blink something, they get more life. This is kind of absurd. Just click, click, click. Go. Do the thing. Land. Path to Exile. Very nice. Saves me a little bit of time. Oh, opponent's saying good games. I swear there's the other half of my combo in here, opponent says. Chord is pretty nice, I guess. I guess, sort of. I'm going to cast the Johnny's Pridemate because that's pretty fun. If I had more time, like all the time in the world, I could gain a lot of life and try to activate like Speaker of the whatever. I could also play Siege Rhino and blink him with Soulherder, if that'll do it. Is this just lethal? I'm not even counting. 32 plus a bunch of other damage. It could be. It could be. Maybe it is. 6, 18, 19, 39 plus 3 is almost Xaxes. Nice. That's like one too much. Let's see if the opponent sticks around for a second. I'll hold on a second, guys. My system is like about to explode with all those triggers. You should watch the replay. It'll be on Twitch tonight after the stream, and YouTube sometime tomorrow. I don't know if there's any more lands in my deck. I guess we can check. Because I did sideboard one out, and I think I'm on 21 in the deck right now. I haven't been as on top of, 21, so I was running 20. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, hold on. We should probably start with the ones on the battlefield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I exile any? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, it looks like I got everything except one. All my basics are out. I've got both of the green whites. I'm not missing one in my hand, right? No, it's only 4 in my hand. The Hallowed Fountain. I guess the Hallowed Fountain is the land that is unaccounted for. Oh no, it's in the graveyard. It's in the graveyard. Back to the drawing board. It's probably a fetch, I would imagine. I do have 4 Misties, so here's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's a Misty Rainforest. I guess we could just draw some cards. Oh, it's probably too late. If you don't do that within like the first 5 seconds of of ending the game, then you can't draw the cards off the top of the deck. Well, I don't know. I think this probably deserves a screenshot for the for the Soulherders. Okay, I'm totally content to just call this an evening at this point. That was a very fun game. Very fun game. It's like really nice Magic. Like felt like sitting across a friend, like at a kitchen table, you know. So 2-1 for the evening. We got run over by Prowess, and it happens. We did take a game off Prowess though, so I guess it didn't get super duper face stomps, right? Then we beat that control deck with the clock. As I said, it's just another way to win games, and you'll see. I don't know if I want to say plural streamers, but I have seen a streamer, namely Aspiring Spike, who has these sort of misplaced Magic morals online. Like, I've seen him play matches where he's going into a game 3 where the opponent is like 5 minutes down and they only have a few minutes left on their clock, and he specifically doesn't sideboard in a way that will make it harder for the opponent to win on a reduced clock, because he understands that he gets an advantage from that and he should take the advantage, but he thinks that's not the way it should be. Like, it should be that the clock shouldn't matter and he should just beat the opponent playing the best he can. And it's just, the rules are the rules and they exist and everybody's got to abide by them. And if he was down on time, you could bet that the opponent's not going to give him any mercy because, oh, you should play in this pure Magic way. I mean, don't like it. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's like saying you don't like winning. It's such a silly thing to say. Right? Am I wrong? Is it cheesy? I mean, it's like it's part of the rules of the game, and I think it's just misplaced to say, I don't like winning by the clock. I would prefer to win in 3 minutes and not waste my time sitting and watching my opponent use his clock poorly. But I'm particularly surprised to hear like a guy who actually calls himself Spike say that, because that's the opposite of a spiky position, I think. So anyhow, Contra, I see you're asking what the record was. Oh, hey, little Ajax. I could see that you were hoping to win by the clock. I mean, and that's totally legit, like, because I had taken way too long. I totally committed to trying to win that game. I could not have played a third game, obviously. So, it seemed like you were flooding, and like I had drawn all the lands on my deck. You didn't see my hand, but for this big block of turns, maybe like 4 or 5 turns in the middle of the game, I just had like 7 lands in hand and was drawing an 8th land. Whenever I drew a card drawing effect, that drew me another land. And in the end, I think I checked the board and I checked my graveyard, and I think I had 19 of the 20 lands out of the deck at that point in the game. And it's pretty wild. It's not too uncommon with this deck to actually get all the mana producing lands out of the deck, but you'll still typically end the game with like 5 or 6 fetches in the deck. Like, it's very rare to just get like 1 land left in the deck. I mean, in paintball, I guess, but I mean, it's part of the game, and you gotta think about it as part of the game. It doesn't help anybody to sort of sit around and sort of wax philosophical about, oh, how great the game would be if it didn't have a clock. I think it would actually probably be pretty miserable. I don't know that there's any other way to do it online. So could you imagine just like watching a control opponent just take, 80% of the game sitting there thinking about which mode to use on Jace, and then you get to time like in a paper match, and now it's turns, and it's just pretty nasty. So anyhow, the deck feels really fun. I love Hostage Taker. That was literally, I don't know if you're still here, Ajax, but oh, that's funny. I had all the white sources out of the deck. That is the first time I've actually resolved Hostage Taker, and so obviously the first time I've cast the thing that was underneath it. And it didn't really swing the game too much. What was important was that I actually got to take that angel-making creature away from your board, Speaker of the Heavens, I guess. I could have drawn like Deputy or just Path, but Hostage Taker was just the like spiciest top deck there. And I got to cast it, I guess, once, and then I ephemerated it, but I don't think I ever got around to actually casting the Ajani's Pridemate. Urian, obviously pretty powerful there. I think it drew me like 10 cards, but it also just like annihilated my laptop with like 87,000 triggers. Anyhow, really fun matches tonight. After we got beaten by Prowess, we had a fun match against Control, and then obviously that one against Soul Sisters. A lot of the sideboard cards came into play this evening. We didn't get to cast Veil against the Control player, but we did bring it in. Spore Frog actually kind of did work against Prowess. I think that's part of how we won the game that we won, if I'm not misremembering. Pithing Needle helped take a game off of the Control opponent, naming Stoneforge. Obviously, Teferi came into play a couple times. Worship came into play a couple times. Burrington against Prowess. We didn't draw any purges, but they definitely came in. Winds was pretty sweet. And I guess we didn't... I think we brought in Aethergust against Prowess, but didn't get to cast it. And I guess the only card that stayed in the sideboard tonight was Ceremonious Rejection. So obviously the sideboard pretty well balanced if we're accessing all like 14 out of 15 across 3 matches. So anyhow, if any of you guys are not following the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you could click the follow button. Even if you don't watch too many streams, just following really helps me out, helps the channel grow a little bit. And if you have Amazon Prime, you can link it with Twitch. It takes like 2 minutes. You can Google it. So if you got Amazon Prime, you can send me a free subscription by linking them. And I'm getting a little bit tired. Don't think there's too much to say about the deck. Generally ran pretty well tonight. Nyambi was pretty cool. She kind of did some work. I still like the flash. I still like the life gain. And we actually got to see some really fun Soulherder shenanigans, which doesn't always come up with this deck. A lot of games you'll just play snakes and maybe an Uro. Maybe you'll get Cord and go for like a Stonehorn lock with Ephemerate. But it's always nice when Soulherder actually gets on the board and sticks around for a while. Yes, Paintball, I am going to just check real quick. I'll see who's online. So... what do we got? Looks like Doomwake is a guy who was playing the mono white tokens deck. So you guys should all go to his stream right now. I'm going to send you there with a raid, and tell him you want to watch the mono white tokens deck. Okay, so let's see here. I gotta just type it in real quick. All right. Well, thanks again for joining me, guys, and have a great rest of the evening. I'll see you next on Wednesday night with Merfolk, and if not before next Monday, then next Monday with more Soulherder.